Hello there, Algebra 2 students. Dr. Shragi here. Hey, I want to show you something that will be a useful tool for you when you're doing both the homework this weekend and just in general in the class. And that is this tool called Wolfram Alpha. WolframAlpha.com is actually hugely powerful. There's all kinds of things it can do. Frankly, there's entirely too much it can do. But one of the things it can do for us, in general, it's a search engine. In general, it can do all kinds of bizarre things. But one of the things it can absolutely do is compute things like the inverse functions. Let's say that we are doing an inverse function that looks something like this. Now, it's kind of hard to write on the screen with this app, but let's say that the function I'm trying to find the inverse of, was that f of x is equal to -1 over x plus 3. This is, in fact, one of the ones that's on this weekend's homework set, I believe. If it isn't, that's okay, too. Now, again, I apologize, it's a little messy. It's hard to do this on the app. All you do, if you want to check your work, see, the problem is this homework set that I give you, there's no answers on here. How do you know if you're doing it right? To check your work, you can use Wolfram Alpha. Put in here that you want the inverse of f of x equals -1 over x plus 3. Now, you have to be super careful because you are just typing an equation. Like, for example, notice how I put those parentheses in there so that we matched up how x plus 3 was the denominator. If I had, just for sake of argument here, forgotten these parentheses, that would be something very different. That would be -1 over x and then add 3. But that's not what I want. I want x plus 3 in the denominator and -1 in the numerator, like that. But if you just do that, it actually works alarmingly well, and you get, okay, it interpreted that you mean you want the inverse function of what we typed up, make sure that it matches what you meant, and the result is right here. That is the inverse function of what we are working with, this guy right here. Now, that might not be exactly the way you would write it based on the algorithm that we learned in class, but it would be, you could get there from the algorithm that we used in class, just doing tricks that you learned in Algebra 1. Now, notice what this now means. This is a great way to check your answers, but it also means you have to show your work. So anytime you are, from now on, now I know you have a way of just getting the answer. You can't just go to Wolfram Alpha and get the answer. You can use that as a way to check your results, but you can't just use that as an alternative to doing the work or something like that. You have to show me your work, but you can check your work using this. Hey, by the way, notice one of the other things it does, it gives you the graph of it, and you can see how it's symmetric with respect to that 45-degree angle and so on. I hope that this tool becomes something you like and love. Wolfram Alpha is a crazy powerful tool, and you will be able to do all kinds of things with it in our class and all your other classes and so on. And please let me know if you have any questions.